What's up, Sadiddy babes? Welcome if you're new, and welcome back to my channel if you have joined the Sadiddy squad. Today I'm gonna be telling y'all story time because y'all seem to like my last story time, and I did a poll when I did my last one of basically like which one y'all want to see next. So as you can see by the title, I'm gonna be telling y'all my story. And y'all, this is the disclaimer. I always got disclaimers in my videos because I am not trying to tell you to go do something. Like, I'm also not trying to steer you away from doing it either, but y'all need to know this type of stuff. Y'all need to know. So today I'm gonna be talking about my worst edible experience out of all my years of smoking, eating edibles, anything. Out of all my years, this was my worst experience. And just some background, I've been smoking for about like 4 or 5 years. Yeah, like 4 or 5 years. And at first, like, it wasn't heavy. Like, now I'm in retirement because I'm pregnant, but just, giving you some background. So this was my very first year, like, actually smoking weed. Like, I still wasn't really like a stoner for real. Like, I wasn't, but I used to smoke occasionally. And I was 14 in the 9th grade. And y'all, so basically I had a bunch of classes with seniors. Like, I had a senior history class. I think it was like government or something like that, my freshman year. And I was real standoffish. Like, I'm a standoffish person. Like, unless I know you, like, I'm not gonna just talk. So I used to sit in the back of the class. Like, I was really a nerd for real, but like, I was a cool nerd, like, so I used to sit in the back of the class. Like, nobody really knew me in that class for real because I had that class first hour, so I didn't really talk to nobody, none of that. So boom, I'm in first hour. I used to always be late because I used to go to school out in the boonies, and I lived in the city, so I was always late to school. So when I got to class this particular day, I think we was watching a movie or something like that, and he gave us a questionnaire. My teacher gave us a questionnaire. Questionnaire is about long as like the longest questionnaire I ever seen for a movie. Like, how did you even come up with all these questions? Where did you get these questions from? Like, and it was just stupid stuff like, how did the movie start? Like, dumb stuff. So anyways, it was super, super long. But he was real big on like partner work and group work. And normally like on a normal day, I would just tell him like I want to work by myself, and he didn't have a problem doing that. But because the questionnaire was so long, he was like, you gonna miss something. Like, it's inevitable. That's why I want y'all to work in partnerships or whatever. So I'm looking at him like, like, do I really gotta work with a partner? Like, I just asked somebody if that's the case. I really don't want to work with nobody. And he knew that. So it was one other black girl in that class. Like, my school wasn't like predominantly white, but I feel like it was a little bit diverse. But in that particular class, it was only one other black girl in there. So he partnered me with her. He had picked everybody partners. He partnered me with her. I don't know if he was trying to be funny or what, but he partnered me with her. So she was a junior. So I went over there because I sat all the way in the back, but it was no seats over there by me, so I had to go sit over there with her. So at first, like, he gave us time to, like, I guess get to know your partner, because like I said, he picked our partners for us. So he gave us time, I guess, to get to know our partners, whatever. And at first we wasn't talking, like, we were just on our phone. But then she had asked me what grade I was in because I'm so quiet. Like, she like, you don't ever talk to nobody, blah blah blah. So we over there, we chopping it up, whatever. So she like, you cool, whatever, this and that. So We chopping it up. I found out she cool. Like, she really cool. So we kicking it. And of course, when you a smoker, like, that's almost the first thing you ask. Like, do you smoke? Like, we just needed to know. Like, we needed to get this out the way before I start talking about stuff that you're not gonna relate to, that you're not gonna know, So I kind of figured she was a smoker because, like, I don't know, like I told y'all in one of my other videos, I observe people. Like, I really observe people. So I could just tell she was a smoker, like, just by the way she used to act in class. Like, I used to know she'd be blown. So I'm like, girl, I already knew that, whatever. So, girl, she was hot when I was talking to her. Like, she was blown. And she like, girl, I got this edible from my weed man or whatever. Boom, boom, boom. This boy, like, she was telling me how good it was. Like, how good it was. Like, if you into cannabis, everything not good. Like, some stuff it tastes like you literally eating weed. So she was like, girl, this way get you in trouble. Like, it really don't taste like you eating weed. So I'm like, whatever. So we still, like, she still ain't pull it out or nothing. Like, I don't think she got it on her. So I'm like, I ain't gonna say nothing. So boom. So then the movie start or whatever. The movie start. She put that bitch out. Instantly caught a whiff. Now, she said it didn't taste like weed, but sometimes when stuff don't taste like weed, you can still smell it. It was one of them. Like, I still smelled it as soon as she put that in her book bag. So I'm like, so she like, you want a piece? So I'm like, of course. Like, duh, I want a piece. So she gave me a piece like this big. It was a Fruity Pebbles Rice Krispie treat, y'all. But it was stuffed with Sour Patches. Never had nothing like that. Still to this day, I've never had an edible like that. Like, the Sour Patches was individually infused with weed plus the actual Rice Krispie treat edible. But it was stuffed with Sour Patches. When I tell y'all, first of all, okay, so it tastes. That boy was fruity. Like, that boy will get you in trouble. So, me eating the edible before, like, I'm thinking it ain't gonna, like, I ain't gonna say it ain't gonna do nothing because people always be like, that edible ain't doing nothing. And then they'd be like, boop, 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 boop. Like, so I wasn't gonna say that, but, like, I never had an edible that was that strong. Like, that strong. Like, that was different right there. That was different. So I eat half of the piece that she gave me, like, because, like I said, I'm thinking I know, I ate one before. Ooh, it didn't do that much. So I ate half of the piece she gave me. Now, mind you, I told y'all the piece like this big. You would think, like, that ain't that much. Like, that's literally one mouthful. So, y'all, she asked me how much of it did I eat. And I'm wondering, like, why would you ask me that? Like, you didn't even give me that big of a piece. Like, whatever. Like, so I tell her, like, I ate half of it. She busts out laughing. Like, y'all, she was dying. Like, she was dying. She like, you gonna be fried. You gonna be so fried. I'm like, girl, I'm not about to be fried. Like, you milking it. So she like, girl, watch. Now, y'all know it take edibles a minute to digest and ingest into your system. So at this point, we like halfway through the class. We probably got, a little bit more than halfway. We probably got like 20 minutes left. That's the activation time for edible. So she like, it's probably not going to activate till, probably your next class. So my next class is gym. And I was this kid that I never wanted to get dressed for gym. Like, I never changed. I failed gym twice because I didn't want to change and I didn't want to work out. So my teacher, he knew that. So he gave me a spot up above the bleachers. And me and this other girl, we used to go up there. We used to chill. Like, just watch them, be on our phones, whatever. So I go to my spot. I go for attendance. I go to my spot above the bleachers because he knew I wasn't changing. I was never changing. So at this point, it still ain't kick in yet. But I kind of feel it. Like, I ain't going to say it ain't kick in because I kind of felt woozy a little bit. But it wasn't to the point where, like, I was tripping. Like, I tripped. I've never tripped before. So I get up there. Me and her, we talking. I stopped mid-conversation. And it's crazy because, like, I wouldn't even know what have happened if she didn't go through that whole hour with me. Like, the next day she told me everything that I did. Like, I don't even remember this like vividly. I remember bits and pieces. Like, she had to tell me what I was doing. Y'all, I was so fried. Like, when I say I was so fried, y'all, like, oh my God. Like, have you ever been so high or so intoxicated in general that you had to pray? Like, I was praying. Like, y'all, I was through. So we sitting there, we talking. I stopped mid-conversation. And I just started staring into space. Like, everything was becoming so real. It was like she was moving in slow motion. Like, y'all, I can't even explain it. Like, you would have to feel what I felt. It just felt like everything was just... You know how when you watch movies and they get high and then everything just start doing crazy stuff? Like, that's how it was. Like, everything was so animated. Everybody was loud. Like, yeah, I was in gym, so of course they was a little bit louder, but like, no, like, it seemed like everybody was individually screaming. Like, I could hear everybody's voice distinctly. Looking at them, I could hear everybody's voice distinctly. Now, mind you, I'm above the bleachers, so I'm at the tip top of the gym. Everybody else is all the way down there. So, like, how do I hear y'all distinctively? Like, how do I hear everything that you're saying? Like, I don't know, I might be over exaggerating, but bro, like, I heard everything. So, y'all, now at this point, I'm panicking. I'm panicking because I've never been this high before. Like, yeah, I smoke, but I've never been that high. Like, that high. Like, I still to this day probably have never been that high. Like, y'all, I don't know what was in that jump, but I still to this day, like, and I've been smoking for years. I've never been there. I've never, ever in my life been that high. Like, y'all. So at this point, I'm panicking. So she like, calm down, like, calm down. So then I stopped panicking, like, out of nowhere. I just stopped panicking. And then I bust out laughing. Like, I could not stop laughing. I was hysterically laughing for at least 10 minutes. At least 10 minutes. And she wondering, like, what I'm laughing at. I'm like, I don't even know at this point. Everything is just funny. Like, I don't even know. It doesn't even matter what I'm laughing at because it's funny. Like, you funny. Everybody is funny. The walls is funny. Why is this picture turning into a real life thing? Like, everything was just funny. Everything was just funny. And it was cool. Like, it was so cool. I got a blanket on, y'all. So if you see this purple and wondering why it's purple, it's a blanket. But yeah, so at this point, I'm like, you know, I'm getting used to the feeling. So it's not as overwhelming. Like, when I start panicking, it's not as overwhelming. But I tried to get up out my seat, right? Try to get up on my seat. Y'all, I fell. I don't even know how I fell, but I fell. And then when I fell, I bust out laughing. Like, it was so funny to me. Like, y'all, everything was just funny. Like, moral of the story, everything was just funny as hell to me, bro. So fast forward, at this point, you know, I'm blown. Like, I'm cooked. Like if a teacher look at me, they sending me home. No faking. Like, I know it was all over my face because I was too blow. Like, I had never been that low before. So my next class was English, I think. And I had English with a bunch of my friends because I had, like, you know, a normal English class with my grade or whatever. So me and my friend in there, now she sit on the other side of the room because my teacher know better. Like, my teacher just always do that to me. If I had classes with people that I knew, they never sat me next to them because, like, I don't know if y'all thought I was going to be talking too much because I do talk a lot, but, you know, whatever. So she sat on the whole other side of the class. Girl, y'all, first of all, I was late to class. Don't know how I was late to class because I had never been late to that class. Like, it was so close. It was no point in me being late at that point. So I was late to class. Even, like, and it's crazy because I would meet up with my friends. Like, you know how you meet up with your friends during passing time or whatever. I would meet up with my friends. We was talking. They went to class and I was still wondering. Like, I don't know if I got lost. I don't know if I went to the bathroom. Like, I don't know. But, like, time was not in my favor this day that I took this. Like, everything was just, it was just a breeze. Like, everything was just, phew, and I was just standing right there. It was like life was just passing me by. So I finally get to class, and this particular school that I went to my 9th grade year, they didn't do like tardy passes and nothing like that. Like, if you late, you just go to class. So I went to class. My teacher like, why you so late? I'm like, huh? What? So she like, why you so late? I'm like, I went to the bathroom. I don't know if I really went to the bathroom or not, but that's what I said. So she like, oh, okay. Woo. She was a cool teacher, so she ain't question it. She was just like, oh, she went to the bathroom. But the problem is that this class, I sat dead smack in the front. So I was dead smack in front of her the whole time. I'm sitting here blow, trying not to be blow. So y'all, I'm just trying to avoid eye contact at all costs, because like she was gonna tell somebody. So I'm hooked. Like I'm trying so hard to focus. It's making my head hurt, like, y'all. And then the whole time I'm just thinking all these random thoughts. Like, everything is just so random. Like, why her shoes look like that? Why is this green? Why would she make the words this color? Like, everything was just so random to me. Like, I was just asking myself so many questions. And because it was so dead silent in there, I didn't want to laugh. So now my mind, like, I'm stuck in my mind at this point. Like, everything is just, it could just go so wrong. Like, because I'm tripping. Like, everything is coming up off the papers, like everything. So I'm just hoping that it don't go down the wrong way. But if you ever did something and you tripped, you know, once you start thinking about it going the wrong way, it's gonna go the wrong way. So now I'm sitting here thinking about life. Like, dang, we gonna die one day. Like, bro, when we die, like, nobody's gonna remember. Like, once your family died, then they family died, then they family died. Like, nobody's gonna remember you. Like, I was just thinking about so much stuff. So my friend knew, like, she knew I was blown like this. So she kept trying to get my attention, but I didn't want to laugh, so I wouldn't look at her. I was not looking at her, because if I would have looked at her, I would have bust out laughing. And it's dead silent in the class. Like, dead silent. Like, if I would have laughed, bro, they would have been like, what the fuck is wrong with this girl? So I'm like, oh my God. I'm just sitting there thinking like, oh my God, oh my God. So now at this point, I'm really praying. Like, I'm really like, Jesus, like, I promise you, I won't do nothing like that, bro. I'm trying to tell you. So, y'all, fast forward. Now, mind you, I had never had an edible that lasts that long. When I kid you not, we had like 7 hours in a day. By 5th hour, it didn't wear off. I text my mom, like, can I go over to my friend's house? Like, at this point, I don't even, like, bro, I'm not going to be able to hide it. So she like, yeah, you go to your friend's house till I get off work. When I get off work, I'm gonna come pick you up. So I'm already in bed. So I end up falling asleep in that English class, right? I end up falling asleep. We was reading boring Romeo and Juliet, the freaking play. Like, so I'm in that boy slump. Teacher come over there and knock on my desk. I can't hear that. I'm in a coma. I cannot hear that. So me thinking like, all right, bet once I go to sleep and wake up, I'm gonna be good. Like, normally that's what happened. Go to sleep, wake up, I'll be Gucci. Woke up, I think I was even more bloated than I was before. Like, I feel like that was the kicker. Like, boop, like, yeah, on that. Y'all, I was so sluggish. It was like zombie land. Like, I was moving like a zombie. And I've heard stories about people living through dehumanization when you high, but I've never experienced it to that point. And when I was in one of my classes, I don't remember which one it was, but this is what really, like, I really have to know how much is in edible. Like, if I don't know exactly how much is in there, I'm not doing it. And I feel like it was only that strong because it had the infused Sour Patches in there on top of it being infused itself, you know. So it was just too much going on, and I was a beginner, like, you know. So yeah, I experienced that. And when they say dehumanization, like, it's not like, you know, slavery, like, you know, when they make you shave your hair and no dumb stuff like that. It wasn't necessarily like that, but it was dehumanization. Like, as far as, like, I'm sitting there, right? Sitting there. And I kid you not, I was sitting there, but I wasn't sitting there. Like, it was like I could see everything I was doing from the opposite perspective. Like, it felt like I could just, like, I don't know, like I was somebody else, but I was looking at me. Like, it was like the outside looking in, but it was me. Like, I can't even, that's the best way I can explain it. It was like I was looking at myself, like, talking to myself, but it was me. And I couldn't say nothing because I'm too, like, I'm blown. Like, if I start talking, they go be like, who is she talking to? But, like, I was looking at myself. Like, I was looking at myself, looking at me. We was looking at each other. Never seen no stuff like that. So, yeah, y'all. That was crazy. It was crazy. It was so crazy. Like, it was so crazy. And I ended up going to the bathroom, losing time, and I stayed in the bathroom for an hour. Stayed in the bathroom for an hour. And at this point, it's the end of the day. So, I'm in the bathroom the whole time. I'm thinking I only been in there for like 5 minutes. Y'all, I was in there for a whole hour. Like, I had missed the whole class. My friend texted me, like, girl, you sitting in the bathroom? I'm like, I guess. Like, I don't. What you mean? Like, class ain't even started yet. Y'all, they had already got the class. She come in the bathroom like, Tay. I'm like, yeah, like, what's wrong? She like, y'all, she crazy. Like, she can't smoke no more. She can't do nothing no more. Blah, blah, blah. So, they like, she tripping. I'm like, y'all, I did not know I was going to get this blood. Like, I really didn't. So, I'm thinking it's just me. Like, me not ever having nothing that strong before. I'm thinking it's just me. So, boom, next day come. I wake up. I'm still high. It's not as potent. Like, it's not as bad. Like, I wasn't tripping. It was just a normal high. But I was still high the next day when I woke up. 8 hours of sleep. I was still high. Like, that is mind-boggling to me. Like, I've never, ever in my life, like, no. I was still high. Like, still high. And it wasn't like, no, when it's coming down, like, no. Like, I was still cooked. Like, no faking. So, next day, I got first off with the girl that they gave it to me, whatever. So, she like, girl, I was fried. I'm like, girl, I was fried. Like, hecky no, I didn't. Mind you, I told y'all I only took half of the piece she gave me. So, I got a whole nother piece in my book bag still. I didn't end up taking that whole piece by myself. I ended up giving a piece to my friend. We took it together, like, later in the week or something like that. But, like, yo, I could not. I was gonna be brave and do it while I'm by myself because I wanted to experience that type of trip by myself because I don't know, like, it made me realize a lot of stuff about myself and about life, but shouldn't have did it at school. Like, I didn't know it was gonna happen like that, so I can't say I shouldn't have did it at school, but I really shouldn't have did it at school. But it's like, whatever, like, you know, you only live once. But yeah, that is my experience. That is my experience, y'all. And I don't know, comment down below if you ever had an experience like that, or, you know, I don't know, like, if you ever felt anything like that I told y'all about, because that's just crazy to me. That's really crazy to me that I experienced that. And I don't know, like, it wasn't bad to the point where I wouldn't eat an edible or do nothing because I ate plenty of edibles after that. But I definitely was more cautious because I was more cautious of where I took them. I'll say that. I was more cautious of where I took them because, you know, you want an edible to make you blow. But, like, I was more cautious of where I took them. No more edibles. No more very, very, very strong edibles in school. I'll say that because I did take another one. But that was, like, you know, that was later on in life. But, y'all, that's my story. My disclaimer to y'all is, if you gonna try it, make sure you know who you get your stuff from. Because although I didn't know the girl, like I said, I observed people. So if I would have felt like she would have been on some sketchy stuff, I would have never took it from her. But she seemed like a very, like, even to this day, like, we still be talking. Like, she was super cool. So I don't know, like, I feel like if I would have got the wrong vibes from her, I probably wouldn't have took it. But it's cool. Like, it was cool. Once I figured out, like, later on down the line, like years down the line, I actually I hit up the weed man that she got the edible from. And I told him, like, I took a edible of yours a couple years ago. That bitch had me tripping. And he like, yeah, he talking about, oh, I know exactly what batch you talking about. I put too much THC in it, like, it was way too much. My doses was off, but you feel me? It wasn't, I ain't lazy or nothing, but, like, you know, it was too much in there because I infused the Sour Patches. I didn't remember how much I infused them with. And I'm like, well, you need to make some more of them. Just make sure you tell people that this gonna have you messed up, because I was not aware. Your girl was not aware. But yeah, y'all, that's my story. Honestly, it was kind of fun. Like, it was kind of fun. Like, even in the moment, even when I got panicked, it was still kind of fun. Like, would I do it again? Probably. Yeah, probably. And did I do it again after that? Definitely did. I've never had another one like that as far as taste. Like, never. And I still ain't never had one that strong. But I still ain't never had one that tastes that good. Like, y'all, I done had chips. I've had suckers. I done had Jolly Ranchers. I done had Sour Patches by themselves. I done had gummy bears. I had a lot of edibles, and none of them taste that good. Like, that's all time. I will never forget the way that tastes. Like, it literally tastes like a fruity explosion in your mouth. Undefeated. Definitely undefeated. My leg keep going to sleep. Like, my foot is knocked out right now. I can't even feel my toes. But y'all, that's my story. I hope you guys enjoyed the story, because I wanted to bring awareness to the situation of dehumanization while you are intoxicated, because a lot of people don't experience that, and if they do, they don't know exactly what it is. So I did want to bring awareness to that. Like, that wasn't just like, I wanted to make y'all laugh too and, like, you know, tell y'all the story, but I did want to, you know, educate y'all a little bit. Like, I just don't want to be on here just saying stuff just to be saying stuff. Like, I want y'all to really be listening. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you like this story, if you want to hear more of my blow tales or whatever the case may be. If you got any ideas on videos, of course, you know, y'all can let me know in the comments down below. And make sure y'all hit that subscribe button down below to join the Sadiddy squad, because if you're not sitting pretty as Sadiddy, what you doing? But yeah, definitely do that. Make sure you like this video. Follow me on my social medias. They're gonna be down in the description box, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.